Hey, this is Brian with Brian Helton Realty in Mount Airy, and this is just part of our Going Out and Meeting People in Mount Airy series. And today I am sitting with Karen at Helping Hands in Mount Airy. And if you're not familiar with Helping Hands, you will be in just a minute because she knows all the ins and outs and coordinates with the local community here at Helping Hands. And you kind of get an idea because in the background you can see the clothes that they have donated to them. And I can't look around and show you other things, but they have food. And anyway, I think it's best she knows her situation better than anybody else if she tells you what Helping Hands does. Karen, if you want to tell us a little bit about you, how you got involved in Helping Hands, and what Helping Hands does in the community, it would be awesome.
As Brian said, my name is Karen. I started working here for Nick Cook almost a year ago, and I've just done nonprofit work is my favorite thing, and so this is a nonprofit. And about Helping Hands, Nick Cook started this. His first altruistic effort was in, I believe, fourth grade when Katrina hit. He collected change from his classmates and gave that to the Red Cross. And so just from there, he's just grown and grown and grown in his altruistic efforts. And his senior project was doing Helping Hands, and it started just through social media, helping people whose house had burned down or people that needed clothing. And it's grown to this building, which is at 114 West Lebanon Street. We're right across from Homeway Furniture in Mount Airy. And now we are able to, as you can see behind me, have an inventory of men's clothing, women's clothing, youth clothing, and baby clothing for anyone that is in a situation that they need it. We also, at Helping Hands, are able to provide food, and non-perishable food is what we typically have, but sometimes we like breads or vegetables or fruit are dropped off, and we're able to get that out into the community as well. We also help with backpacks. This past year we were able to, through the support of the community, get 100 backpacks out with supplies in them. One of the things that's most useful at this time of year is we help with utilities. The way that works is people come in, they bring their bill, they fill out and being a part of an account here, and we make commitments to who their power is with, and then we pay that. Send them a check, and as you can imagine, people that are on a fixed income, which is a majority of elderly people here, if their electricity bill goes from 50 to 140, that puts them in a terrible situation. So we try and help them to get this taken care of so they don't lose their power. Another thing that we help with, if you look at the non-perishable foods that we have, like macaroni and cheese, and we give out a lot of ramen because it fills people's stomachs, and we give out canned vegetables. And if you look at the nutritional value in these different items, you'll notice that we're not hitting all of the different vitamins that our homeless population needs. So we've developed a relationship with Gates Pharmacy, and they provide us vitamins that we can give to each one of our clients. And if the clients like those vitamins, they can go into Gates Pharmacy and get those refilled for free. So not only are we filling the stomachs of our guests, but we're also trying to make sure they have some nutrition and to keep them healthy. Another way that we serve the community is through offering toiletries. Something that I learned since coming here is toilet paper is a huge, I'm sorry, it's emotional for me, is a huge need. Imagine somebody coming in and asking for toilet paper because they use their money to buy food for their kids instead of getting toilet paper. And we've had it happen a couple of times that we haven't had toilet paper here to offer. So that's one of the big things I ask people, because that's just really a humbling experience. Um, Another thing about us is when we have a family who is significantly in need, like one of the families, there were 6 people that were living under a bridge in tents on the river back in August, and one of the ways that we were able to assist them is by getting them a warm meal, because clearly they couldn't cook for themselves, and we have a relationship with Gondola, the Italian restaurant across the street, that when we call and ask them to make a meal, we have yet for them to say no. Every time that I've reached out to them, they have offered our client, the family, a fresh baked meal, which if you're homeless or in a situation like that, there's hugs and tears. They're so thankful for that. We also work with the school systems. There's a lot of Interact or youth groups that have had food drives or toilet paper drives for us, which has just been a blessing. And I think it's good for the youth too to see how important it is to give back to the community. We've had this wonderful support of a ton of local businesses, including Brian's, in different activities, fundraising that we do. One of the fundraisers is we have a race in the spring. It's been a color run for the past couple of years. Another event that we do is bingo, and we just had that, and we're fortunate enough to raise over $10,000, which will go toward utility bills this summer. We can't do any of these things without the support of our community, financially or by donations of food, clothing, toiletries, and also volunteers coming in. If they can't give financially, if they could give us an hour or two of their time and come and help hang up clothes or organize the pantry. We work with Easter seals when they have a client that needs clothing, etc. We have a great relationship with them. Something that stunned me with working here is when I first started working here a year ago, we had one filing drawer of clients, and in 2017, or so far this year, we have more than doubled the folders. Now we have 4 drawers of folders of clients, and as happy as that makes the board of directors and myself, that we're able to help that many people, it is kind of sad too that we have that much poverty here in Surry County. So far this year, we've helped 940 households, which includes almost 1,400 adults, almost 1,000 children. We've supplied bags of food to almost 1,800 people. We've provided toiletries for 1,650 people. We provided clothing for almost 2,000 people. With the help of the community, we've been able to provide almost $10,000 in utility assistance, and that has helped over 300 people. Of the households that we've served, 984 of them have been new households, which is more than half the total households that we have served this year. One of the incredible donations that we've had from the community is clothing, and as you can imagine, clothing is very important right now, with socks and coats especially. And we just had Renfo drop off 5 boxes of socks. So it's community relationships like that we just couldn't function without. Another relationship that has been a huge blessing for us is we work very closely with the Shepherd's House. I say that we're like brother sister with them. We're kind of a catch net before somebody, where our goal is to get to the person and help them, a family or a guest, before they're homeless. For example, if somebody's having to choose between rent and their utility bill, if they can't pay their rent, they're going to get kicked out of their house. They're going to get evicted. So it's important that we're able to help them with food, clothing, toiletries, utility assistance, to make it that they can make their rent or their mortgage payment, so they don't end up needing help at the Shepherd's House. The Shepherd's House is so generous with the donations that they share with us when they, like, for example, when they receive a couple great big bags of potatoes. I want to say they dropped off about 300 pounds of potatoes to us yesterday, and we've already been able to get at least 150, if not 200 pounds back out into the community. When we're out of soap, they drop off soap to us. When we've been out of clothing, they've been so generous in dropping clothing off to us. That's an incredible relationship for our nonprofits to work together and not be silos, but also to everybody work together. As you can imagine, the community need is huge. We are here pretty much every weekday from at least 9 to 3 o'clock. When we're not here, we have the good fortune that a Girl Scout troop made something that's called a blessing box. And that's outside of our back door. And what the blessing box is I keep it stocked with all different kinds of food, with toiletries, soap, toothbrushes, toothpaste, and toilet paper and vitamins. And if clients are not able to come during business hours, they're still able to be serviced by being able to take the items out of the blessing box. Also, sometimes clients just don't want to have their name, or they just don't want to actually come in the building. So it's able to help people that are not ready to come in and actually ask for help. We've had the community work with us by also bringing things and stuffing that blessing box, so there's items for people to come, the clients that need them, for the clients to come in and help themselves. Again, it was surprising to me, but the item that I restock in there the most is toilet paper and vitamins. So that kind of, in a short way, is a synopsis of what it is that we do here at Helping Hands. And everything that we do is thanks to the support of the community. We welcome donations of food, clothing, toiletries, and of course monetary donations, because those go to help people with their utilities. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to watch Brian's YouTube video, and I hope you have a great day.
Karen, I can honestly say that out of all the people I've talked to, that was about as much information that anybody's ever known about something. And it's wonderful. It surprises me, and it's kind of like you said about your board of directors. It surprises me the need, but it also surprises me the help and commitment from our community. If you'd like to tell people where they could drop stuff off, maybe, I mean, I'm pretty sure you come to the office and you bring it to the back door and just knock on the door and you'll help them out and get it. You can call her. She can give you the phone number if you'd like. What's the phone number here? Do you know it off the top of your head?
Yes, 336-673-0216. And an example of donations, Workforce in Mount Airy adopted us this past month, and they did a food drive. And yesterday they called to make sure I was here, and they brought a utility vehicle full of food for us to pass out into the community. So sometimes people call and they come during the day. Other times it's more convenient for people to come on the weekends or after hours. And in that case, we have shelves by our back door that people can drop items off. If they need a receipt for their items, they can leave their address or call me and I mail it to them. And again, our address is 114 West Lebanon Street. We are across the street from Homeway Furniture in Mount Airy.
Karen, thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
That was very informative. Is there anything else that you think? I think you covered it. It was really good. And thank you all for taking the time to watch it. And if you get a chance, whether you have something that you want to drop off, if you're just curious of how the operation works, come out here and see Karen, and she'll show you what they do and how they're being a blessing in the community, along with several other businesses and their community partnerships. And thank you all, and I hope you have a good day.